Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi, fantasy, and geek culture. I'm Michael, and today we've got in the studio
Dayveonne Bussey.
Adaina Velez.
Phoenix Sparks.
How you guys doing? You're watching GEEKCASTER. This is an amazing day because it's another day and we're still here. That's right. So, our special guests, tell the people a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to jump in because we got 100 questions for you.
Awesome. Well, my name is Adaina Velez. I am one of the managers for EternalCon and WinterCon. I have my own little charity called Heroes, where I take disabled children and I bring them to Comic-Con, so the expenses paid. Not only are they disabled, but they can also be terminally ill. So I have a lot of cancer, children that are battling cancer that I bring into the shows, and it's rewarding.
That's cool.
You know, it's something from the heart.
When are you doing something with that again? And do you do anything in New York?
All of it is in New York, my hometown. I started it there. I'm continuing it. The next event that we'll have going on will be a toy drive for domestic violence victims. It's women and children who are living currently in domestic violence shelters. And I usually, we travel to like about 3 to 5 shelters on Christmas Day, and we distribute whatever gifts we get donated to us.
Now, what was that? That sounds like a crazy dryer. I'm not the only person.
We didn't
that
hear
heard
nothing.
that.
I didn't hear nothing. I ain't hear nothing, bro.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything either.
Well, you know what? I didn't know that you were doing that in New York. Let's talk after the show. Let's see how GEEKCASTER can get involved, and maybe we can get some other groups and organizations involved. That would be amazing.
Oh, thank you. That would be amazing. Yeah,
And actually,
I have done it.
Good.
I'm so sorry. I've had this charity going since 2014. I want to say 14. And we've been doing it every year.
Is there a specific site that they can go to if they want to support that?
Well, the donations, we have drop-off services in different locations throughout the city, and mostly in the Bronx. I'm Bronx-based. Well, that was my home base. So now that I'm out of state, it's basically I need to call around and find different locations where somebody, people could come in and donate their gifts. Usually, we used to do it at WinterCon, where all of the cosplayers and the guests will come in and donate, and we have a box and we collect them there. But unfortunately, this year we will not be having a show, so we have to figure that out.
Okay, great. Well, yeah. So we'll talk. Let's figure that out, and give us whatever flyers. We'll put that on our social media as well, because that'd be great. So
I appreciate it.
So now let's take the clock back. How did you get involved with doing comic book conventions? Who does that? That's a thing.
Oh my God, craziness is me. I'm the crazy one. Okay, so I used to model, and then I started cosplaying. When I started cosplaying, I created a nice little base, and then I started managing groups. So I managed the Marvel group. I started with the DC group, and these are groups that are like 500 people strong just in New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we used to like schedule meetups, and every convention, we used to hit every convention in the tri-state. Every convention we went to, we would bring our groups there. So then the convention owners started taking notice, and they started talking to me. And I have a lot of marketing background, and we started talking that way, and one thing led to another. I started to work with different convention owners throughout the tri-state, and helping them out with their shows. And eventually, Frank Katz, who's the owner of WinterCon and EternalCon, made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And he said, I want you exclusively. And the rest is history. I've been with him for about 8 years, I want to say. 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Seems like that is, yeah.
Now, that offer you can't refuse. That sounded like there's a lot of ways you could go to that one. Are you in any danger?
No.
Are you in any danger? Wink once. Wink
No.
twice for no.
Okay. Question. What was your favorite costume to wear? Was it Marvel, DC, or Star Wars?
Oh, I've done all of them.
Mm-hmm.
My ultimate favorite would have to be DC, and I did a gender bend Joker / Harley Quinn. And I wish I had a picture to show you guys right now, but that is my ultimate favorite one. It's been published on a couple of magazines, and I wore it to NYCC one year, and it kind of like put me out there.
Is it on your social media anywhere?
Absolutely. It's on my Instagram, and if you want to go through the archives in Facebook, it's somewhere in the bottom. But my first one, and my first one that actually put me on the map was a DC one too. It was Cassandra Cain. It was redesigned by this artist called Thomas French, and it was just so cool. She had the yellow eyes.
It's not this one.
Yes,
Yes.
that's not a good picture, but yes, that one. I wore it to a Halloween party. That's not a good picture though.
Okay. But it does exist, people. She's not just talking.
Yeah. That's me. And that's my Wonder Woman. Yeah, I did a lot of everything.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
that is
thank
really
you.
Cool.
We're going to make Cassandra Cain again.
Yeah, I need to fix her. She is... I need to reprint it. Like, she glue on the bat signal. Actually had like LEDs that lit up in the dark. It was badass. You can find it on my Instagram. Go look for that one. That one is nice.
Okay.
So let me ask you this: what do we have to look forward to for EternalCon? And second question is, what makes EternalCon different from other comic book conventions?
Okay, so there's a lot to look forward to for EternalCon. EternalCon will be celebrating their 10th anniversary this year, so we're very, very excited for that. We are going to be working on that in the next couple of weeks, so we're planning the preliminary talks. We're planning it big. I can't let anything out the bag yet, but just know that we're gonna do it pretty big. Now, the difference between EternalCon and any other show is that EternalCon is EternalCon. We have a vibe to it.
Hold on 1 second. What is that sound? Is somebody's mic next to the exhaust of the computer or something?
Oh, I'm using my laptop. Maybe that's it.
Is the mic next to the fan?
I'm not sure. Probably. I'm sorry.
Every once in a while, I hear.
Oh, it's probably my laptop. I'm sorry.
Okay, continue.
Okay. So, what sets us apart? Well, I can tell you what sets us apart from WinterCon. WinterCon is sci-fi based, as you guys know, and we hold it in Queens. EternalCon. Did you hear it now?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it is my laptop. Yeah. All right. No, so EternalCon is a true comic convention. It's all about the toys and the comics and everything else. And what sets us apart is that it's the biggest convention in Long Island. Wow. And we've been around for 10 years. We've been around, and we bring in celebrity guests. We bring in wrestlers. We always try to updo our previous shows.
Okay.
That is pretty cool.
Well,
Thank
for
you.
yeah. So, question for all the celebrity guests y'all have that y'all
Hmm.
did have within the 10 years, who really struck you the most? Meaning, who
Oh.
you basically enjoy being around with?
Oh my God, that is such a good question. My top, I have two. My top would be Michelle Nichols.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Nichols was an absolute amazing woman. She paved the way for so many and opened up doors for women of color
Mm-hmm.
to this day. You know, she was doing the NASA, she was working in NASA, trying to get women of color into the NASA program. She she broke barriers in TV, being the first Black woman to ever kiss a white man, and just all of the good this woman did. And she was so humble. She was so down to earth to be in that, you know, that stature and be so elevated in her fame. She was just the most down to earth person you would ever meet, and
Wow.
very snappy and sassy. Loved her to death. Yeah. So Star Trek, she did very well. My second one is actually Denise Crosby. She was just so much fun to be around. She was again also down to earth. I like the down to earthness.
Well, what was that person's name? Because it cut out when you said it.
Denise Crosby.
Okay.
We had her as a guest at our last WinterCon in March.
Mm.
And she came and partied with us. We usually at WinterCon we have an after party, and we had a little VIP section, and we actually let our vendors and guests come in, and we also had people that were guests of the show, not guests of the show, but patrons of the show,
Mm-hmm.
come in and actually party with the celebrities. And she was just so nice to everyone. It was amazing to see. Such a great person.
Wow. Um, I would say, like, from my experience, I like the fact that WinterCon, you could actually meet these people and kind of connect with them. There's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a different feel. Not to say anything bad about any other con, but I do like that there's a warmness that WinterCon, ironically enough, it's called WinterCon, but there's this warmness in the WinterCon.
It's an intimacy, right?
Yeah,
It's cold, but it's warm.
but it's but
It's
it's
like a
nice.
nice little fireplace in a winter day, a snowy day, right?
And I'm
It
trying.
it has that WinterCon is my ultimate favorite. It was like one of the first conventions. Well, not the first conventions that I've been to, but like the smaller ones.
Hmm.
It was the first smaller one that I've been to, and I was just like you, like I was just beyond words to actually go to a convention and not be bombarded with people, and the celebrities actually have a chance to actually sit there and have a full conversation with you
Right.
without having to be, um, you know, escorted out to go to a panel here or a panel
Right.
there or to the next person. They actually take their time to speak to you and make you feel welcome.
And you could talk for free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which
Yeah.
is amazing. Um,
Hmm.
I tried to find this. I got a couple shots from WinterCon. Um, Now, if you're into old school, what was it? Buck Rogers,
Yeah. Up
Oh
there
wow.
it goes.
ridiculously nice. And then if you're what's that show? Uh, Richard Pryor was in it. Toy, the movie Toy.
Boy. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, you could only have pictures and shots like that with that kind of experience. But of course, you could have.
Wait, what?
I couldn't see it.
Yeah, we couldn't see it.
Hold on a sec. And yes, we are live. And yes, this is crazy, but we could do that. We could do that.
Oh, that's Robert. Yeah, that's the DC group.
Yeah, you could just
Oh, wow.
have.
That's my. Oh, he's the founder of the DC group, and we used to co-admin the whole group together.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and,
Oh.
I'm trying to find my Nicole Nichols picture because she was the sweetest lady in the
Michelle.
world, and she
Yeah.
reminded me of my aunt, one of my aunts that passed
Yes.
away a while ago, and I just started like the inflection, the voice, everything. I almost lost.
Oh,
Almost
yeah.
lost it. It's just so nice. It's like,
when she passed away, I was just devastated. We had her on the show a few times, and every single time, like, she remembered our names, even though she was having problems with dementia. Like, she remembered me. She wanted me to interview her each and every time, and sit down with her and give me life advice. That's one thing I would take dear to my heart. The life advice that she shared with me. I'm trying to find the pictures I could share with you guys.
yeah, she was sweet.
And when she passed away, it was just so heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking.
A little bit of cinema, political, social, and scientific history. Like she actually touches on different areas. And to bring that back, you can only get that at WinterCon. It's like a little commercial,
Yeah.
there, but it's true. It's definitely true.
Yeah, we've had guests from Star Trek. We have guests from Stargate, Star Wars. The list goes on and on and on and on. And we try to get really good.
You have my man Peter William Mayhew. That's his last name.
Mayhew. Yeah.
And for all of you that do not know, Chewbacca, Chewie.
Yeah.
I can't do the voice.
And he also passed away.
Yeah.
But I was able to see him at WinterCon, and he had like a little scooter. He wasn't walking around. He had the little scooter and everything. And yeah, that was a thing. Now, yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Now, you know what's interesting too? You'll never guess who this was, and then I will get off the WinterCon thing and talk about EternalCon, but I had an interesting conversation with a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
He would be an Avenger today if he didn't play what he played back in the day, if you can guess this right. And he gave an interesting story about being friends with Michael Jackson and how cool he was, and he's nothing like what people said he was. And he actually trained Michael a little bit. Who am I talking about? Mm-hmm. And I met him at WinterCon.
Train him for vocals or dance?
Yeah.
Exercise.
Oh.
Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah.
I love Lou.
Lou, yeah, he was surprisingly cool. Didn't expect.
Isn't he? Oh my God, he's like the best.
Yeah. And for those that do not know who Lou Ferrigno is, he's the original TV version of the Hulk.
Smash. And you know he's an auxiliary police officer, right?
Pardon again?
He's an auxiliary police officer, so he's still serving our community.
Yeah.
So kudos to him.
Yeah. So, what should we? Okay, so EternalCon is more of a traditional comic book convention. So, with that in mind, can you give us any kind of sneak peek besides, okay, it's an anniversary, but is there any kind of that you could kind of squeeze out, or you didn't say it here, you didn't? No?
I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Wait. I can make her say yes or no.
Ooh, good.
I don't know. Have we met?
Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I can't.
Okay.
We're gonna
All right.
start working on it in the next couple of weeks, and then I
Oh.
should have more.
Well, you know what?
more to
As soon as you can, come back.
Mhm.
Can you do that?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Excellent.
absolutely. Love to be with you guys again.
Now, speaking of looking up pictures and looking up people, this is a good segment. You know, there's a lot of talk in technology and
Uh-huh.
privacy, your intellectual property, and also rights when it comes
Right.
to AI. And
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, you said that there was something you came across in the news that you wanted to talk about. Can you share that with everyone out there in the universe?
Absolutely. So, in the last 24 hours, the White House passed a blueprint Bill of Rights for AI. And, the last 20 years, technology has been innovating faster than ever, and legislation hasn't really caught up. And the AI Bill of Rights touches on some key points like safe and effective systems, algorithmic discrimination protection, data privacy, notice and explanation. And the last point is human alternatives consideration and fallback. And that comes straight from the White House website. So I read through all of those points today, and it's I think it went up around like 14 hours ago. So this is brand new.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm a little confused when I was reading it. Now, is that helping the people or is that giving like an artificial intelligent robot rights? Where robots, you can't enslave me. I don't want to do work. But that was the whole point of building you. Oh, no. How's this working?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
It's designed to mainly protect the people and give some guidelines when companies are designing things. If it is um, negligent towards people's data, then that needs to be reviewed. And there's a whole bunch of details within the articles on the government website about how those programs will be reviewed. So it's supposed to protect the youth, parents, workers. I saw an interesting point saying that employers were no longer it wasn't okay for employers to survey people all the time. And so I think we might see some really interesting audits because right now, when you use things like Facebook or you go to work, your boss can survey your activity on the computer or your data on Facebook can be resold. And we don't have a whole lot of control of what happens once it's sold. So it should be interesting to see how this impacts all of the big tech companies.
It's amazing what you just said. And through that, I saw so many loopholes and so many
Yeah.
ways people could twist it from left to right.
Right.
Yes.
So that
Because
is
that's what I was.
interesting. Hmm.
So that's why I was thinking about what happened in the past with Facebook and Twitter and certain other social medias that we were using regarding privacy being sold or sold, or people were able to get access to it and knowing about our information.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
Now, the other side of it, if I have a coin making company, just saying, and
Mm-hmm.
I have cameras to make sure no one's stealing coins, can workers say, well, you shouldn't have been filming me anyway? What you film me for?
Mm. Yes.
So,
Well, who deems
mhm,
where the line is?
right.
Yeah, I think they will try to like write and put policies into place where businesses can be protected in a security kind of way,
yeah.
versus like let's just say having a camera right outside the bathroom door to see who comes into the bathroom and how many, whatever. I'm just making stuff up, but
Interesting you mentioned that because
Yeah.
I won't say what kind of business this was, but a friend of mine, he
mhm.
worked at an establishment where one of the trainers, which is wife worked there as well. The trainer and the trainer's wife, they're there. But the trainer decided to cheat on the wife and got caught because of the video camera.
Oh no.
So, and of course he got fired
Wow.
because he shouldn't be knocking boots in the mailroom, you know what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
so
Well,
you shouldn't. So that's one of those things where a company can say, well, no, I'm protecting my dollars by making sure people are doing what they're supposed to do. So,
Mhm.
you know, the other side, it's interesting. Also, the first reaction I got, Phoenix, when you sent that to me was like, this is not going to go anywhere. And the reason, or it's barely going to go anywhere. The reason is because at the end of the day, my data, my pictures, unless I specifically write something off for everything, can you say that you now own that? You basically own what I do. I mean, that's usually like the 50-page thing that nobody reads. But,
yeah.
So
you know,
It's basically like when you go into like a comic convention, right?
mhm.
There's a rule. As soon as you walk into this door, you're giving us the right to your presence, to your features. So if we take a picture of you, we're going to be able to use it for promotional use. Um, so I wonder, like, like with Facebook, every time we post something up there, we're basically giving up our right,
For
right?
sure.
Like it becomes public property
Mhm.
every time we post something. So if somebody goes to right hand click and save your picture, they could do anything with that.
Well,
So I'm kind of
wow.
glad that did come into place, like
Yeah.
that law. I haven't read it. I'm gonna read through it because it is important to be protected in those kind of scenarios. Like, okay, you were putting up this information on Facebook or any social media platform. You know, I don't want my pictures going all over the place and being
yeah.
used without my knowledge.
But
Right.
technically, from what you
So
just said, if you post something, I mean, Phoenix, you post things all the time because of your modeling and stuff.
absolutely.
So, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
technically, once you put it on any of the metaverse branches, Instagram, Facebook, technically Facebook could say, we own that. In fact, I could take your picture,
Mhm.
put it somewhere else, and Facebook could sue me. Not even you. You can't because you already gave up your rights to it.
Yeah.
So
Which
that's
is so
mhm.
so not right.
Yeah.
So foul. So you're telling me Facebook make billions off of someone stealing your picture, and you make zero?
So
Basically.
again, I'm not a
Just how
lawyer.
they take our information. I made a data and sell it out, and we
Right.
get like tons of advertising when we search something.
And you know
hmm
what? This
Well,
is this is
mhm.
riveting, and you guys are amazing. But we're out of time. Boy, that went fast.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Oh
give all the
no!
people out there your social media.
My name is
Okay.
Dayveonne, and I'm on all the social medias except for Dayveonne Bussey on all the social medias except for Twitch and Twitter. Shamal Williams Show.
Adaina Velez on Facebook, Insatiably Devious on Instagram,
What?
and Twitter is Adaina Velez.
I'm Phoenix Sparks _official on Instagram and Twitch.
Excellent. And I'm Michael7, Michael on IG. You're watching GEEKCASTER. You can always go to geekcaster.com. If you're watching this on cable, we really appreciate it. Keep watching. Let us know. Hey, hit us up on social media. Say, hey, I saw you on cable. If you're seeing us on IG, we appreciate that too. Hit us up, let us know, or on YouTube. Wherever it is, keep supporting. We really appreciate you. And we'll see you at InternalCon. How about
Bye,
that?
guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye.